So my verses were Philippians 4:4-13, and I'm assuming you guys already read it, so I'm not going to read it, but I'm just going to talk about some of the things that stood out to me. So verse 6 says, this is like pretty much everyone knows this verse, it's a really famous one, but it always is very comforting to me. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. So I guess like right now, this is just really applicable to me because I've been worrying a lot about like next year, how that's going to look. The coronavirus has caused a lot of like different, like this is not what I expected at the end of my senior year. But rather than, this is comforting because it's like, rather than worrying about what I don't know, I can look to the Lord to give me my strength because he loves me and he has a plan for me. And this was all a part of his plan. And it's just so much more comforting, and it really does relieve your anxiety. And if you look up verse 7, it says, if you do this, the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. So that's very, very encouraging to me. So then also verse 8 says, finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, if there is anything worthy of praise, think about these things. And if I'm being completely honest, there's definitely been times, like especially recently, when I have not been thinking about good things, about things that are going to uplift others, about things that are going to be better for my spiritual health. And I think that's convicting because especially like I think being quarantined, like it can be easy to fall into traps in like social media of like, you know, comparison and just bad things. And yeah, I've been really convicted about that. So trying to recenter your thoughts on things with the Lord, that's something that I need to work on, and that was convicting to me in this like little chunk, this little passage. So then the last part of verse 11-13 says, not that I'm speaking of being in need, for I have learned in whatever situation I am to be content. And I have not been content recently. I've been, you know, frustrated and angry. And Paul, obviously, when he was writing this, he was going through a lot of hard things. I don't know if this is when he was in prison or not, but he went through a lot of hard things in his life, and he was still content. And this is nothing compared, especially even to like what Jesus went through on the cross. This is nothing. So I know how to be brought low, and I know how to abound. In any and every circumstances, I have learned the secret of facing plain hunger, abundance, and need. And so this is like the key part for me, I think. I can do all things through him who strengthens me. So the nice thing about this is that we don't even have to rely on our own strength to get us through this time. We just literally have to rely on the Lord because he has everything that we need to have a joyful spirit in this time, and to endure, and to even be able to encourage others and uplift others. So yeah, it's just really encouraging to me that we don't have to do this alone, and we're all in this together, truthfully, especially as Christian brothers and sisters. We are all in this together, and we can you know, get through anything that this world throws at us with the strength of the Lord.